On October 1st, 2024, 1 year ago, I released my first YouTube video. It was the story about how, playing as Theodora of Byzantium, I took a small band of settlers and built an empire that would stand the test of time. A couple hundred people watched the video, and my girlfriend was sufficiently impressed that she urged me to continue. Knowing that the release of CIV VII was a few months away, I hoped to parlay my passion for the Civilization franchise and become a YouTube creator prepared to ride the wave of excitement surrounding the new game. The first images had been released just a few weeks prior to my first video, and I felt I had some things to say. So, after publishing a couple of Civilization stories, I decided to make a video expounding my thoughts on what I had seen coming out of Firaxis and what I thought the public could expect from Civilization VII. What we wouldn't all give for an alternate history now, eh? Welcome to Civilization Stories, where we explore alternatives to history through the lens of the world's most addictive video game. I've officially been creating videos about, or related to, alternatives to history through the Civilization video games for a whole year. It has been quite the adventure, let me tell you. I want to get back to telling you about that first video I made about CIV VII way back in October of last year, but first, I want to tell you about some of the milestones my channel hit, and some of the things I've learned. They say that consistency is the key to success in content creation. My girlfriend said after 6 months is when most creators make a breakthrough. Right on schedule, I published 2 videos in short succession that achieved a certain virality by my young channel standard, and I crossed over that coveted 1,000 subscriber threshold, which, for anyone not in the know, is the minimum number of subscribers required to create an account as a YouTube partner and actually get paid. Getting paid for making videos about playing Civ. Sounds pretty sweet. My first day of revenue, I made 6 cents and nearly lost my shit. I was so happy. I got paid, no matter how measly, for something I thought up, made, and gave to the world. It's actually a really nice feeling. I owe that feeling to the legion of first subscribers who saw a random Civ-related video in their feed and thought, fuck it, why not give this one a shot? To all you who might be watching this video and who saw those first videos from my channel, if you've been with me since the beginning, thank you. To all of my subscribers, whenever and however you found my channel, I want to thank you too. Without an audience, I'm just a crazy old man with too much time on his hands. And just a quick plug, if you enjoy my videos, go ahead and subscribe. It means more than you think. Anyway, after surpassing that first major milestone, the channel continued to grow, and a few of my videos reached a lot of people and drew a lot of comments that allowed me to engage even more with the Civ community. A few renowned Civ YouTube creators even left their thoughts on a few of my videos, and it began to feel like I was starting to get people's attention. You know what wasn't getting people's attention, though? CIV VII. Now, I can't be the first you will have heard from that not every experience through the YouTube platform is a positive one. As a creator, my work is a bit like a performance, and we prefer cheers to jeers. We thrive on adulation. We want to be loved. We want our work to be appreciated. But we tend to focus on the one nutcase who undermines our art and not on the ones who sing our praises. It's something we all need to get over, but I can assure you it is far easier to think it will be no big deal than it is to actually shrug it off. When I published my first video covering CIV VII, and remember that this was before the game was even released, I got into a back and forth with one viewer eager to rip apart my video. I told my girlfriend and she said, "Congratulations, you have a hater. You've broken through." That video about the first images and screens we got to see from CIV VII was my first to get over 10,000 views and 200 likes. Although it did also get over 200 dislikes, mostly from CIV V fans upset that I had ranked CIV V at the bottom of my Civ rankings. Why can't we all just get along? So this is when I get to take my I told you so moment. For those who might not have seen it, I will leave a link to my first CIV VII video in the description. But in the video, I explain why CIV VII is destined to be a disappointing installment in the Civ series. My reasoning, according to more than a few naysayers, seemed arbitrary, which, on the surface, I agree with. But I think we can safely say now that I was on to something. Once again, disclaimer, it brings me no joy to say that I was right. I would much rather have been wrong. I would love to make a video every week about how great CIV VII is, just like that not daily CIV VII guy, but I just can't because Civ 7 has been an even worse disappointment than I initially predicted. In that video, and remember, I need to drive this point home because it is so important. I published this video 4 months before the release of Civ 7. I pointed to some key issues that I saw as problematic, from the diplomacy screen to the muted design of the UI, and including the crises and the age changes. I stated that how they implement the ages system would make or break the game. On the surface, I was optimistic about how it could be done, but we've all seen how it turned out. What seems so strange is that I pointed out all of these problems before even trying the game. I can't remember exactly, but a few prominent YouTubers may have played an advanced copy of the game at that point, but only the Antiquity Age. It's been a year, and all of these sticking points I addressed before the launch of the game are still there, and they're even worse than I cautioned about. That was just the 4th video I had ever published. I think that video helped me get up over 100 subscribers. Small time. I'm still a young channel with a lot of room to grow and a lot to learn. But a waterfall starts with a single drop of water. My voice, our voice, is getting louder. The message of what Civ really is, ought to be, and where it can go is reaching more people. Right now, it's not so much that Civ 7 is a bad game. There are some really good things about it. What hurts the most is that it is just so disappointing. There's very little about it that makes you feel that this is Civ for 2025, other than its main sales platform is now the Nintendo Switch. In no other way does it feel like the game has grown or become a newer, sleeker, updated version of the empire-building vibe we all crave. You can argue that my reasoning for predicting why Civ 7 would be a weak entry in the Civilization franchise is arbitrary, but it doesn't make it any less a fact that Civ 7 is a weak, if not the weakest, entry in the Civilization franchise. Recently, I speculated about the negativity surrounding the game and what audience perception would be like if the studio developers were more transparent about what happens behind the scenes and what it would mean for the game moving forward. The studio's public stance seems to be, we're right where we want to be, stay the course, while at the same time, employees have faced layoffs allegedly related to studio restructuring. If history is any guide, we have precedent upon which to draw. Civ V's lead designer, John Schaefer, left the project after its initial release and was not involved in the game's expansions. It was with its expansions that Civ V developed into a fully fleshed out game and became so beloved by so many. Civ 7 is a game that has taken the principles and sensibilities that grew out of Civ 5 and pushed them as far as they could go. They have lived long enough to become the enemy. There is reason for hope here. Although I believe Civ 7 made some fatal miscalculations when it came to its core mechanics that it is hard to see its way out of, I do believe that a Civ 7 expansion, under the leadership of a new designer, can take the game into bold new territory that players will love. As one commenter mentioned, they made Civ 7 so bad that Civ 8 will feel so amazing. Some have suggested that with Civ 7 being as poorly received as it has, that day may never come. Let's be honest, none of us really believe that. Updates and patches have not improved the game. DLCs have brought new civs, wonders, and unique units, but zero added depth or richness to the gameplay, which is stuck in do this, then that. The game's future now rests in the hands of its first real expansion. Although Ed Beach served as the game's promotional mouthpiece leading up to its launch, the Civilization VII Wikipedia page still does not specifically list a lead designer. Let's pray that the right person steps in at Firaxis and grabs this bull by the horns and can steer this steer in the right direction. I have a feeling Civ 7 will never become my favorite Civilization game of all time, but I do predict that when I make a video leading up to the launch of Civ 8 and invariably place it at the bottom of my Civ rankings, there will be a legion of Civ 7 devotees ready to scream bloody murder and downvote my video. I told you so about Civ 7 then, and I'll say I told you so again when the legion of Civ 7 fans come after me with their pitchforks. And it'll feel really good. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for celebrating 1 year of Civ videos with me. And remember to keep playing and making your own Civilization story, your own amazing path through history. And I will see you next time.